Hello dear students, this is Ruchi Mittal. Now we talk about the next topic of theme 2, Kings, Farmers and Town. In previous lecture we have talked about the rise of the Mauryan Empire. Now we will learn the features of the Mauryan Empire. The first one is 5 main political centers. Largest political centers of Mauryan Empire was its capital Patliputra. Apart from this, there is a mention of 4 more political centers in Ashokan inscriptions. These 4 centers were Takshila, Ujjaini, Toshali and Swarngiri. Unequal administrative system. Mauryan Empire was quite large. It was not possible to establish an equal or same administrative system in such a diverse empire. So, strict administrative control could have been there in the capital of empire and other provincial centers. Selection of provincial centers. Provincial centers were selected very carefully. Takshila and Ujjaini were situated on important trading centers of long journey. Swarngiri was important for the gold mines of the Karnataka, providing easy communication. Communication along both the land and the riverine route was vital for the existence of empire. It took weeks or months to reach the provinces from its capital. It is obvious that arrangement of diet and the protection of people moving through these routes could have been an important issue. Committees and the subcommittees. Megasthenes mentioned about one committee and 6 subcommittees for coordinating the military activities. Appointment of the Dhamma Mahamatryas. Ashoka tried to maintain unity within his empire. He did this by propagating Dhamma. The concept of Dhamma was very simple and universal. That's why special officers called Dhamma Mahamatryas were appointed. This activity is also mentioned in the inscriptions. Now we will learn about the importance of early empire. In this topic we will learn about the importance of the Mauryan Empire. It was the first time in the history that the whole world was, especially the India, was politically united. From this period, history writing became easy because of the accuracy in chronology and the sources. This empire left epigraphical records in the large number, and the stone sculpture were considered to be an best examples of the spectacular art typical of empire. Now we will learn about the new notions of the kingship. We will learn about the post-Mauryan era. New chiefs and kings in the south has been emerged. Mauryan Empire started decline for about 50 years after Ashoka's rule and dissolved in 185 BC. Now new chiefs and kings started emerging in the Deccan region, including the Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. Tamil Sangam text gives us a lot of information about these kingdoms. Satvana ruled over the western and the central India. Shakas were the people of the Central Asian origin, established their kingdoms in the northwestern and western parts of the subcontinent. Kushanas ruled over the vast kingdoms from Central Asia to the northwest India. Kushanas considered themselves godlike. Many Kushana rulers adopted the title Devputra. By the 4th century BC, there is an evidence of the large states including the Gupta Empire. Histories of the Gupta rulers have been reconstructed from the coins and the inscriptions. Thank you.